Hi there. Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here, but you can call me Pajama Grandma. In case we haven't met yet, go ahead and put hashtag pajama in the comments below. That'll let me know that is the first time you are hearing my voice or seeing my face, and it gives me an opportunity to say hi, assuming I will follow up, which I do, because if I say I'm going to do something, I do it. Today, what am I up to in my business? Yesterday, I had the day off, and I only planned on taking the daytime off, but the day extended into the night, and I ended up not doing hardly anything in and for my business. Except, of course, I did my morning content, got that produced before I started my day with friends and family. Actually, it was family. It was all family yesterday. Yesterday was all about the family. And I was offline. It was kind of a little stressful because there was no internet where I was, but it was still awesome because every once in a while we need to disconnect our lives from our cell phones and from our technology and from our computers. It's really interesting these days because if you would have known me just probably a year and a half ago, I didn't even have my computers down in my business. My business was downtown where I live. I didn't have them hooked up to the internet because I'd gotten a virus on my business computer once, and it took me about a month to untangle the mess that was created by that computer virus. And I learned that I needed to have my business computers totally disconnected from the internet so that I didn't risk, number one, problems with my data, and things like that. So I totally was offline, and we were offline then. Actually, for years, we were not connected to the internet. We just didn't update things via that technology. And even though the technology and things have changed, we stayed in the dark ages because the dark ages kept us from having data issues and from being subject to the viruses. And, one bad experience, and then I make changes in my behavior. I lost when I was running a wholesale retail liquor business long time ago. We lost 6 months worth of data for like invoicing and accounting data in all of the invoices that we received, and then all of the shipments that we made. And I had to manually, back in that day, because that was a long time ago, re-input every bit of data into this old system that we had. And after that, I learned that we always save and we always back up our work. So whenever I'm doing live demos and things for people, I always am saving and saving. And one of my coaching students asked me, he goes like, "You save a lot, don't you?" And I'm like, yes, I do. And I told him that story, and I said, it took me months of work in addition to my other work, and I was going to school at the time, to get that information re-input and from the hard data from the sheets into the system so our accountant and our bookkeeper could use it. It was a terrible task, and that was back in the day when I didn't know I could hire somebody for a really cheap rate to do that kind of thing, because we couldn't back then. Back then we couldn't. We don't have the amazing services that we take for granted nowadays. We couldn't hop on Fiverr or Upworks or something, or call somebody and get a VA or a virtual assistant or somebody to just help us do those things. There was no virtual assistant. There was no internet back then. There was just these old-fashioned computer systems. I actually took Fortran in college. If anybody knows what that is, it's a computer programming language. And then BASIC came out, and Cobalt. I think I did Cobalt too. We had punch cards. When I was in college, we actually used punch cards to program computers. Now I'm definitely telling everyone how old I am, and that's okay too. But today, I have been the topic that came up as part of my daily scare share, the exercise I do and the live I do to expand my comfort zone and hopefully other people's comfort zone as well, and to get out of the rut I've been living. The topic was, what are you going to say yes to? What responsibility will you say yes to today? And that got me thinking about the whole topic of responsibility and how much responsibility do we take for everything and anything in our lives. How much responsibility do we take for what goes on in our careers, what goes on in our relationships, what goes on in our businesses. I think so many people believe that they only have to give a certain percentage to a relationship. They only have to give a certain percentage of themselves to their career. And they'll say, well, my life needs to be balanced, so I can give 20% to my relationship, 20% to my career, 20% to my finances, 20% to my goals or personal development, whatever it is, whatever you break your categories into and whatever percentage you assign to things. And I'm here to say, I think that's BS. I think that's nonsense. I think that you have to give 100% of you to your life and take 100% responsibility for your life and everything that happens in it and goes on in it. And, you know, that involves some hard things sometimes. When I look back in my life, I've had some really bizarre things happen. I've had a sudden cardiac arrest and died. Whose responsibility was that? Well, that was 100% my responsibility. That was 100% me that created that event. Now, there's a whole lot of stuff. We could get into some really deep topics around why and how that happened. And that's way beyond a couple of minute, what am I up to now discussion. But I know that everything that's ever happened to me, everything that will happen to me is 100% my responsibility. And maybe what actually happens outside of me, of course, isn't my responsibility, but what happens in me, how I respond to that, what I choose to think or believe or feel, and how I choose to act is always 100% my responsibility. It's 100% up to me. The results I'm getting in my business and my life are 100% my responsibility. If I don't like them in any way, shape, or form, the only person that can change them is me. And the only way I can change them is by looking at them and then deciding that I need to respond differently. I need to act differently. And usually it's just I need to think differently. I need to change a belief that I've had about a thing that isn't giving me the result that I believe that I want and desire. And if I continue to get that same result, guess what? I don't really want to change it. I might say I want to change it. I might think I want to change it. I might believe I want to change it. But unless I'm taking the actions and the steps to make a different change, make a change of some sort, I'm going to keep getting that same result. How do I know? Because that's what I do. That's what we all do as human beings. We will continue to get the same results, see the same situations coming up in our life until we really get committed and change our thoughts and our actions toward whatever it is we want to change. So if I don't have the profitability in my business that I think I want, or that I'm saying that I want, or that I'm projecting in my goals, if I'm not getting that result, the only way that's going to change is if I change my thinking about that, if I change the result, or if I change something that I'm doing to move us toward that result. And that's true of our lives as well. Kind of a heavy topic today, but that's what I was thinking about, because whenever I'm with my family, there's always some sort of drama that comes up. And I have to ask myself, what percent responsibility do I have? What part do I play in that drama? And am I participating in it or not? Sometimes, yes, I'll admit it. Sometimes I hop right in and I participate in the drama and I get carried away by the environment and the moment. And other times I just sit back and I watch the drama unfold and I just observe it. And I think about whether I want to participate or not. And a lot of times now, more often than in the past, I will admit, I just choose not to participate in the drama and I just watch it unfold. And could I do something to stop it? Probably not. Usually when I jump in, the drama escalates and explodes. So I'm finding that my best course of action in the most recent experiences has been to observe, think, and actually decide how I'm going to respond or participate in that drama or not. And now I've noticed a lot of times the drama just goes on around me and I don't even notice it. You know, last night we were out to dinner and there was drama at the other end of the table and I didn't even hear about it until after we went back to my mom's and they were discussing it. And I'm like, oh, I totally missed all that, because I was actually giving the people at my end of the table, the people I was interacting with, 100% of my attention, and what I was paying attention to and who I was interacting with was 100% the people that were just surrounding me. So the drama at the other end of the table, I totally missed it. And you know what? I'm really glad I did, because I had a great experience. And I'm sure that the people at the other end of the table, some of them didn't have a great experience because of unnecessary drama. And can I control that drama that's created by other people in my environment? No. But I can always control how I'm going to respond to it. So yesterday, I didn't do anything for my business. I actually was supposed to do a live webinar at 7 p.m. which I will make up today because I didn't get home till 11:15 p.m. or something, and I didn't have internet access. Do I feel bad about that? Yes. Did I make any sales? Nope, because I didn't do the webinar, right? It wasn't a live web. It was supposed to be a live webinar. I did not do it. That's 100% my responsibility. I didn't do it. I didn't even remember it till about 7:30. So really, really my bad. But guess what? I'm not upset about it. I felt a little bad about it, but that's my responsibility. If I want a different result, I will always figure out a way to make sure that I'm on that live webinar. But I think it's okay. The world didn't end. I didn't die. It's okay. So I can be responsible for that, and I can learn from the lesson of when I say I'm going to be somewhere and do something, I need to say, I need to do that, but I'm also not going to lose any sleep. I'm not going to beat myself up, and I'm not going to think, oh my God, the world is over, the sky is falling because I missed that live webinar. I know it's okay. And I'll make it up today, and I'll have fun, and I'll probably do a better job today because I will be better prepared for it, and I'll have a good internet, hopefully better internet than I would have had. I didn't have a computer. I didn't have an internet. I had nothing where I was. So that's okay. And somebody got sick, and I had to deal with that and help them out. So people are always more important these days to me than anything in my business, because I know my business will survive. The people that missed that webinar, I will email them. They will survive. I'll give them some super awesome deal. And so they'll actually win by me not being able to have met that small commitment and that little bit of drama in my life. So go out, make it a fantastic day. Today, I'm obviously doing a webinar. I've got an awesome interview today, and I'm not going to say the name of it because if I say the name of it, I will have to mark this video explicit, and I'm trying to minimize the number of videos I have to mark explicit on my podcast. Because I don't know what words are and are not explicit, but I know for sure this word's explicit. It's one I know for sure, so I'm not going to say it, but I've got an exciting interview today. Fourth one this week. It's been a fantastically fun week of interviews, and obviously I'm talking too long because my alarm went off, and it's time to move on to the next segment of my day. Go out, have an awesome, fantastic day, and I will see you tomorrow with another update on what's she up to now. Bye.